Again, keeping an eye on that top left corner. You can see Vettel getting the confirmation onto full net. Flexi Jesus going on.
Oh my God.
42 players remaining, but that zone pull. Oh, that's going to be brutal out and away. But instantly he says, yep, we don't care. The double metal cones, getting them built out. If they're able to block off that situation, everybody on the low ground is just effectively, if they don't have pads or they're not able to find one, it's going to be near impossible to get up the side. You can see even Red Rush Mappy just desperately investing so much to try and get an angle. And right now it looks like they might have the lead on it if they just go, but they have to go now.
It is exactly what a really smart team will do. Like Trixie's team, they are elevating fast. They are understanding the changes in verticality here and claiming that height before any other team can. If they don't do this, another team will pad on all the way up. And look, you're about to see the player numbers rapidly start to fall as everyone clambers up this hill.
While they stay up, though, they have to make sure not even a single gap is left. Fancy shots right below him, and Zadea's about to crash at that same line, too. It's a fight for height on top of this mountain. We're going to see Faisal going all the way up top, making sure he has the maximum defense. Meanwhile, down low, this is just so unfortunate. Blocked by a wall. You can't even climb. Sinek has 5 seconds inside this zone, down to 2, almost 1. He can't breathe. He falls down. Every single person should just get eliminated here. Look at the amount of teams in the zone. It's half the lobby. They're just absolutely cut down.
Old Man Mountain claims its toll, so show us the fight on high ground because the winner will get a pass. They don't have to eliminate the players as the change of verticality did it for himself, but we saw Trixie and Jetscoop go early and invest all of their hard materials to be able to take it away. Red Rush and Co, however, were able to make it right around the side, but the zone continues to pull to the north, so all those players on the low ground who had to be covering their top and not just the bottom have to invest more mats. Who's in the front of the zone? You can see Ponsai still is able to get there for Strokey, is by himself. He has a chance, but only 21 mats. We get down 15 players left. We know there's a trio up on the high ground. Red Rush desperately trying to push through fast. Strokey trying to get the reset, drops down, finds the player, and that's an instant 80 headshot. PKR all the way down. Top 5 trios remaining. 12 players on the board. Fast Strokey trying to be our hero, but all that matters is the victory royale. And the question is, who punches that first ticket? As Strokey goes up, 124 tag immediately, but then gets ripped in the back.
He's got the tools, but can he make the climb? Has to wait for a second. Zone does a slight bounce back. The mech kit might be able to go off, but then it's shields after that. He needs to. Has that pocket pad in the inventory. That might be the key here. They get him all the way up top and maybe clinch that win. He'll have to take out 3 different players by himself. Probably hears Aqua and CRR in his ears right now. Actually, might have snuck height a little bit too. Fastroki. This is where you have to land every shot. A few come down on the same layer. 22 HP. It's not enough. He gets denied, and Trixie actually still gets to hold on to that high ground.
But the congestion might have been enough. The congestion is what matters there because And1 is down all of a sudden. And we know they went early, but the zone is now finally pulling away from where everything else was. They're running low on mats. If they can't get a conversion as the challenge comes up again on the backside, you see Trixie get a knock, but they're gone. The high ground take. The take early is away. And all of a sudden, Prototype dropping down with Zendaya. The fight's there. Even the XR is trying to take it. Vetrum drops down to try and get the shot. You see Zendaya take it away, and Zendaya and Aware are going to get the victory royale. Yeah, but don't forget, those were his max pulls away zones pretty much every single time. It looks like they're in a little bit of a better situation. And Vetrum has the harpoon. Vetrum, we talk about him being in the second place there. He was the player who literally just yeeted himself off of the top rope. It was like, hey, I hope I hit that prayer shot, and threw himself into that 2v2v1 at the bottom. If it was timed a little bit better, that could have been it. But Aqua's back up on his feet, so a little bit of a late revive coming through there. They were able to get that back away, but he's dealing with not a whole lot in terms of the inventory. Just the 14 builds. Has the rare pump, though, which could be enough. 2 chug splashes as we keep an eye on that top left-hand corner. Look at the Storm Surge on the right-hand side, though. That's going to start ticking over in 5 seconds.
Yeah, they're going to have to start to do something aggressive here. And in this mid-ground layer, there's going to be tons of players surrounding him. We can see Aqua going for an opening in the floor. He's trying to take the shots, but he gets the wall, but whiffs. And that's a crucial shot as that Storm Surge damage starts to drop down and down. They're now 369 below.
And CRR also gets knocked. Unfortunate for him. This entire team splintered apart. Nate also going down. Every single layer has many fights going on. 3v3s head-to-head. Nate strapped on the right side. Aqua finally finds some damage, but it's only a third of what he really needs. 112 below still. He's actually just finding his way in the storm. He keeps looking back. He's so delayed and behind. A flopper can't even save him now. Fully knocked down and taken out. What a disaster. Not even Fast Roki can hit the big clutch on a team that has no shields either. Fancy shots, Tobin, Vetrum, though. This is the best case scenario. The zone keeps pulling over old builds. No one can really break through their cones and forests to take height. There's no space to put down launch pads. The retakes are not active, and as a result, they kind of have a free game. Look at Mappy though, inside this box, the 105 against a full trio. He gets out too. That was too free.
I mean, super beneficial that he happened to be wearing the exact same outfit as that trio for a second. So they look back, they're like, yeah, that's one of us, right? And Mappy's like, oh, I get a free shot here. Gonna be able to connect on that. But what's not free is the amount of builds he has. That's 0. You can see him trying to set up the edit going on, but he can't really afford to trade a shot. He's just gonna be looking. But I'm getting that feed, and Ristretto has been picking up Elam after Elam. However, up on the high ground, you can see Reisshub, Tub, and Fancy Shots still together. And Shyo, as you noted, zone pulled back again. Furious Siberia Jake getting the shot onto Caffey, the hero, who's able to push it through there. They're going to get the takedown, but Melody is going to trade it right back, picking up Fury. Reisshub ends up getting Joe Cusack there. So that's a high ground, really pushing their control. Siberia Jake looking for a little bit of ground, but as I talk about it, high ground takes out the layer below them. We talked about Ristretto and co being in such a good position, it just gets yoinked away. And Fancy Shots has Cabbages and the medkit. He's set up for at least a heal off play, but the challenge ends up going out, going to be popping the Cabbages, trying to get as much as he can. You can see Mappy and Snazy ends up going up towards the high ground. Full net picks up Blake. Snazy gets Carmi, and he's just eating the Cabbages, trying to get close enough. He's not going to have enough time to get the medkit, but he has to run back towards the zone. As you can see, Vortex will get picked up. Fancy Shots trying to run it out. It should be enough if he can get up and retake the high ground. However, he's going to have to 1v3 as it be taken away. It's a 2v1, v1, v1 as 6 players remain. 5 trios up. Who will solo clutch it out as Wings is back in the zone? Full net going down, and we have a solo dolo run here for the second qualifying spot in Europe.
Fancy Shots, everything on the line for him. The entire trio's dreams, a second place, followed by hopefully a first. Big shot, denying 1 high ground retake, the 3rd one in a row. Now in a 1v1v1 scenario. Let the bottom festers, and then after that drop down for the big puppy, misses. They are sprays there, ramp to block. This is the shot. Can he land it? No. Starts to chase another one. He can't find his way home. Stuck in the labyrinth. Does he have HP? He can't breathe, and he goes down. It's Wings. It's been Koro on high ground the entire time as well, still holding on to it as the 6th zone rolls in. Mawaka finds elimination. I believe they're also just operating as a duo, so this is crazy. They're making this work against teams flying in the sky. We'll see, though, on the backside, this KPI member is going a little bit crazy in terms of the rotations, letting it delay a little bit. With one teammate down, him and Crow have to really make sure all of this works. 320 damage below Surge as well. Not only have to survive this circle, make the move, but also deal as much damage as possible to get back up. A nice knock body, that's free, and a team on the left side. Both players get shot down at the same time, and that team's eliminated. Check it out, though. Koro is still trying to fight for height. He's moving up all the way to Taki. It's gonna go down with a big pump, and he claims it. No one else is looking up, though. Fork and Polly finally end up taking a little bit of a peek up top. Mawaka is gonna get deleted as he tries to catch back up to Koro, and Supuki takes height as well. Meanwhile, down low ways, Bubak, their trios are getting decimated. Supuki has it, though. Hookah's there, not sure where the trio mate is either. It's duos splintered apart, trying to take control of this entire game, and the fights don't stop. Hookah lands a little bit of shot on the Fork. He trades with Supuki, though. Now there's another member fighting for height. Jimki will catch up in just a second. Shuzi is nowhere to be found. The spicy splashes are there, but no matter what type of meal you have nothing to stop the pressure that's being dealt from this high ground team.
That was disgusting from Fork. He just set his feet and blasted away Supuki. It looked like Supuki had done enough. Him and his trio had taken away, but then here comes Fork to just quite literally stick it in it. He said, that's a meal, and he takes it away. Jimki and Chicky get back up there, and they have high ground. Nobody's looking up. Low ground is just completely stacked. They should be able to walk this down. And the question is now, can they win the end game, or does somebody still have a launch pad? We've had so many max pulls. It feels like everybody has used them. It seems like this is their game to win. But as I say that, everyone takes the sky. Here comes the contest.
It's going to be 5 different teams going up for the top, but they don't actually land. It was a fake. It was a chop out. Oh no, Chicky, he lands, but Fork, he's down. The main aggressor is not going to be here to lead the charge. Chicky now has to do all the work by himself. Sees second height. They dropped it once down before. Now the pistols are railing again. It's Waze. It's AR Baffo looking to take things over. Waze going to be on the walls of AR Baffo for now. They're going to link up again. Irazumi and Wolfie looking good all the way down below. There are no builds at all for Chicky's side. Only shots There's no chance, no resources, and now he's the one getting pressured down. This is just disaster. A last-minute harpoon, though. He finally gets taken out. Tilted goes down in the feed. Low ground is also up in shambles. Irazumi is down. Waze is fighting in the zone. Tilted is getting taken out too. We're up to a river now, but no one's swimming in a very calm way. This is a drowning moment. They're not even Wolfie.
1v1v1
breath to survive. It's a 1v1v1 for the win.
MTB Brido, Apex, Crizzy, and Rax, who will be the hero? Their trio mates are hanging on in the background saying, you got this, cheering, trying to take match number 2, trying to find a piece, and Rax hits a huge shot. Brido goes down, but he dips out into the zone, loses all of his shield, 53 HP, and a Dream EIQ. Rax trying to fight, but Apex, Crizzy was able to take away the high ground. The harpoon knocks him down. Crizzy has all the HP trade, has the charge shotgun, but it seems like, nope, not quite out of match. Going to a nice little ramp at it. 2 more builds, has the charge out. First shot, and Crizzy walks his team to the finals in 8 eliminations. The solo clutch, Pauly and Wixie are going nuts in the call right now.
Flash out and do exactly what he wants. Shulex then is going to be left by himself. I don't really see Ref start anywhere. At the backside, we see Huddy with a big fight up inside the zone too. Everything on low ground is really the focus. His height just has that pressure to spray down with. Mini's finally gone down. Looks like Rax's team has kind of lost that fight. Shulex, though, is still going to be here as a solo, has options, stays quiet, moves forward through an edit. That's huge.
Brilliant.
White HP on that player, then drops for a swim. No, does not have the floaties to stay alive. Huddy's down there with Rax. They're still surviving. The Dream's still there. Up top, though, Brido, they're looking high, dry, and free. Rax is still activated up inside this puddle, but he gets taken out.
That was a massive knock, though, onto Wolfie as he was able to drop down. Knocking Wolfie just broke apart one of the full trios that had control on the low ground. They thought they were fine, resuming the Frizzy weren't covering that side, but all of a sudden, Hainu, Bridu, and Magote, the French trio, just braining shots down. Again, they're single tarping out with wood. They're nearly out of resources, but we're into the final zone. We're going to yet another max pull. We're out on the island. They're refarming trees, trying to do anything to hold on. Zinni ends up being picked up, but with only 10 players and 4 trios remaining, the question is, can they ride this out? It's so close to the end there with a 3v3v2, 8 players left. Rezumi gets picked up there on the other side. They want to try and take this down, send Magote down with that epic SMG and just ride it out. Dan being picked up on the backside of the stone. This has to be their game.
Magote looking for the spray with Heine. They have no match right now, and 2 players already locked down. It's up to Artie. 10 eliminations. If this was an FNCS game, it'd be huge, but it's only the win that matters. He goes for the sidewinder pump shot. It's not going to be enough. Down now to his final builds. One more wall. It's not enough. He doesn't have it at all. It's the French trio from up top that wraps up the game. See what ends up happening next. We see Q-Roll going up for it. We told you about Geds. This man has no fear. Even it's Aqua that's all the way up here right now. He's not going to have any mental effect whatsoever. Q-Roll's going to get hit hard, but responds with 100 of his own. Has to stay ahead of this when it's not possible. That ramp's going to block him out, and now it's just going to be a 2-man operation. CRR and Aqua trade past Roki. Not his life, though, just his positioning. Did Aqua just go down to fall damage, though? A big chop from Hyzix and Geds. They affect one of the best IGLs from height, and CRR's also in trouble. He loses a box fight. That trio's gone. Not to an edit, but a big outplay all the way up top, and now Hycrest has high ground.
Man, Geds has just been the stick in the mud for so many of these trios. If you're looking for a fulcrum to move from one side to the other, well, he's been the one to do it, just taking down and making way for teams to be able to try and push up towards the high ground. You can see N1, Jessica, and Trixie go all the way back to match number 1, where they took that ramp and were able to cut out the side. A little bit of a similar position here, but now they're on the low ground trying to cut off the teams who are making their way up the side. You can see Sky picking up Hycrest. That was the fight up towards the high ground. You can see Snazy and Sky desperately trying to fight for Hycrest, going down. Nightsec also being forced down. Vortex being knocked. Nightsec now with only 15 HP, forced all the way back down, or 15 builds, 81 HP, forced down towards the backside of the zone. 20 players remaining, 9 trios still up on their feet. Match number 4 here in EU. This trio and 2 more will book a ticket to the finals, and up on the high ground, Sky and Nate, they say, give us one more chance, and they also have that mythic burst. They are chilling, and the Cabbages with the med kit, they're going to be able to get off one of those late ones, potentially 2, if there's a second one in one of the inventories.
Still is a sleeper agent mid-ground team. All of Amplify's trio is up, waiting for action soon. Keffy just pops off in the V, takes out Cosmo and Typo. Jay already gone down before, so that's a big wipe for them. The elims are there. The refresh is going to be used for just a second. Snazy's still dropping down the pressure, but because of all these bounce backs, because of how high height is, there's no chance for them to penetrate any builds. Amplify's left on wood so far. 42 mats, though, in Matzo's inventory, and they still have a harpoon to use. This is a great position for them to be in. They're calm, cool, collected with 8 teams around them. They understand their win condition here. They actually bait a few shots from up top and then go down and claim one side of the zone. As Swifty the chasing, he gets a big shot towards the back. Defender cannot put up that maximum unbreakable wall of defense to stop this trio from pushing in. They're slightly taking some storm damage. Snake and Sky actually go down as a result. They're not going to stay up. They want to make things close and personal here in the end game. Artorso popping off. Matzo finds Nightsync. Nightsync gets Keffy though as he's dropping all the way down. Amplify is actually hurt as he rolls through. Melody pops off and takes out Quinton. Next fishball, and Artor must be the last other trio still left alive here, other than the high ground one of Sky, Nate, and Snazy, who are looking to finish this game.
Skype wants this so bad right now. He wants to close this out. He wants to play in another finals. He's been to so many of them, qualified for nearly everything. Artur looking to try and find the drop down, looking for a little bit of space. You got a 3v3, v2, the double sandwiching in, and they're dropping down. They could be the one to decide it. You can see Sky and Nate, they're going in, trying to play. It's a 2v3 right now. You can see one going down, 3v3 straight up on the side there. Artur being able to pick up one. You can see Skype gets fishball. Snazy going for the medkit. He has the cabbages as well. Can he get the double medkit off as Skype and Nate play hunters? They're looking for next. Here it comes. Snazy has to get back above the 90 tick wall. He's got it. Snazy's going to be able to execute on this. Should be able to get the medkit off. He's got the time. Nexus ticks over, and the French veterans say welcome to the finals. Vitality Snazy.
Tutak going down to the feet as well. Frizzy picking up Xerox. Not too much action going on every layer. I think everyone's getting ready, getting desperate for this first spot to start. And now the harpoon tech will find a box with no player inside it. Having to break brick builds is not something this team is planning to do. They'll go around and make sure things are fine. Up top, though, a clash of Titans, Tenzin and Chulex going head-to-head with each other. Refscott and Hen want to take control of the game. Hen's actually in the same box as Tenzin, going for a box fight, and he's going to force him all the way down, blocked by a box, almost just trapped like a flopper in here, so far away from the water down below. Tenzin's going to be forced down. He looks like a solo. That's how far this team up top has separated the trio that's contesting them. Finally finds his teammates. They can catch a little bit of a chance to breathe and have Peppers to go back forward if they choose to.
And right now, the Pepper allowing him to have that bonus move speed to be able to catch up with the zone, pulling straight out over the water. Is going to tax so many of the resources. You can see down on the low ground, the chop coming through. Refsguard going down on the backside of the zone. Hen trying to go up, trading shots with Tenzin, but Tenzin slapping down the guild member. Hen going to be able to trade a little bit of it back. You can see desperately trying to win that fight on the backside of the zone, but he's all by himself. And we talked about it. The individual players, the keys to success, and he drops down and gets taken out, runs out of the resource, and Hen will try to fight again in match number 5, but Wadzi, Tenzin, and Cutoff, they have taken away the high ground. You can see the floppers, you see the shields, potentially looking to set up for the heal as they fight again for this high ground. Kurote ends up taking a ton of damage, but does back the player off. He is the one with the floppers, and honestly, at that point, I think you need to drop that along. No, instead, going to end up popping it, takes the shields as well, and looking for a little bit of space as they get some room to breathe, but no more materials on Kurote. What do Tenzin and Wadzi have as they continue to build out? Here comes another challenge.
I like the fact that they all just look at Booback, 3 people at the same time, but it's definitely a distraction. Ram floor wall all the way up to the top and find out Wadzi on this left side. Kurot now trying to do something to just salvage the situation, but has no mats to work with. A launch pad there, but he can't place it anywhere. He's trying to find a little bit of a map of a labyrinth inside, but no, there's not going to be a chance for him to actually keep Tenzin up. No, Tenzin also survives, finds a big shot, now down to 3 HP. He has a few mats. He's trapped up in high water. Can Tenzin build for him? No. 1 second. He's ticked out. Tenzin goes down 2, and now it's Brow Warrior up top who has control.
Why wouldn't you place a launch pad? He ran out, he waterfalled down, and instead of having the blast, doesn't matter right now. We'll go back to the VR play as Loki just tries to drop somebody down. We have a 3v3v2 right now. You can see Loki, Dan end up going down. Loki also going down. There's only the trio up on the high ground, just raining shots. Notice a duo up there as we're going to end up having a 2v2. The trio was on the low ground. Raw Warrior is trying to end up finding it right now. will come down to a 2v1. Dids with 7 elims. Can he end up making it 8? Tilted goes down. They have the cabbages just leaving the player. Numb is eating the cabbages, looking for some space, but he's going to be Numb. Gets the launch back, going forward to the zone. Will end up finding it, but misplaces himself. Bra Warrior and Dids, 12 eliminations to combine. Congratulations.
The Shadow Hoppers are still all the way up in the sky. I want to see height real quick as Mongraal finally gets confirmed. Blixie's going to have to try to do something miraculous to find the damage here. Even that entire pistol magazine is not going to be about 400 so far. He's landing a few shots. He has to get 3 times that, though. This is going to be unfortunate. Ristretto going down. Jay taking out Fury. Who was that team flying high in the sky, distracting Aqua all the way on height? I need to know. They still have control of it, though. There might be no CRR. No, CRR's up 2. And he gets 1 siphon. And he gets 2. He's still living. Has a half pad to catch up with the team. It's Nightstick that goes down 4 seconds, and he's alive. They have a chance to stay on height. They do the impossible. Block off a huge shot, 2 chops as well, and they still maintain control.
2 chops, 3 ghost shadows trying to come from the back of the zone, but CRR, a 4th chop, but they reconnect and they still have the builds because of the refresh that CRR got back. The fact that he was able to then stagger his siphons. They're holding on, 30 seconds left in the 8th zone, and you have to think this will be it, but another challenge comes out and the hero gets taken down, ripped apart. CRR goes down, and that's Midas rocking his signature outfit, trying to take it away. The duo World Cup champ Aqua says, don't worry, CRR, you got us here. We will do the rest. Him and Fastroki desperately trying to hold on, but we talked about all the chops, and he's out of builds. There's no more builds. It'll be a run at the backside of the zone, and Fastroki is down. He needs to find Mats. He takes the fall damage, 47 HP, 7 shields, 54 HP, and a dream total. 3 eliminations for Aqua, but with 12 players in 1 more game after this holding on, you feel like this is his best chance. Fastroki gets confirmed. Melody gets Joe. With no builds, he drops down looking for anything. Can he find the elim? But it's patience and some builds.
So many chops survived. He's running on fumes inside the storm. Is at it slightly sluggish. His shot's still ready to go. It's got to be a big one. Aqua needs something miraculous to stay inside this game. Has a spot to hide with. Chooses to go with the charge. Rattles it up. Blocks off. Jumps in the box. A 78. Huge to keep the dream alive. 4 eliminations. And he's looking for the win. 2 teams to take out. As a solo player, can this man take his team straight to the FNCS finals? Odds against them. Every single box will be a situation he knows nothing about. On the mid-ground map, below him, a full trio right above. He goes all the way towards the top. He's going for the big challenge. 1v3 inside the box. Doesn't land a shot. Reversal. It's not possible. Aqua taken out in 3rd place.
Exteriors and Mappy on the low ground, just getting ripped apart. Mappy pieces back out in the zone. He says, I got chug splashes, and I'm praying that somebody else has something. Trying to get a little bit of minis on, has the mushrooms, but he's been found out. Trying to dip, trying to dodge, but he can't find any respite. And with 8 eliminations,
We've seen at this stage in the game, so many of these teams all looking for height. The chaos at this stage gets crazy, right? And having that foresight, being able to position yourself to maybe capitalize on it once it's done is the most important team. You can see Milwaukee's trio there, just below the short pad to maybe get out, right? Once again, we see a lover pool, which really makes things difficult for them on the material side of things. You can see P&K down to just wood, and at some point, a team's going to notice that, try pad up and take advantage. The mat's being passed on from his teammates, but still all this chaos going down, and you can see the pads come through.
There comes
Pablo going up above. They're trying to take height from themselves, and the shots will connect as well. They finally have height after 5 games at this stage, and now it's time to convert that into the Vic Roy.
Still 1 player left right in front of them. Swaps needs to go down for complete control. They understand where he is. Another feet to pick up. Meanwhile, Deoxy all the way at the bottom. Crow beside him is going to be operating as a full trio. Rax is there too to do the damage. Where does Swaps go? How does height look? Flip, Pablo Wingo, and Swag all looking really good right now. There is a challenge though. Rax is here with Mini. Mini's silenced. Now on half HP. Pablo Wingo still has control, but the fight for height is not done yet.
Blazin taking out Deoxy in the feed. Crow also going down. Blackie being picked up right after getting the knock onto Crow. So plenty of trades happening down the lower level, but we're focused on the high ground because control there hasn't yet steered away. Flick has been doing most of the damage, but he loses all their shields, and now they're converting down to the low ground. You can see they don't have enough builds. They realize they can't run it out, but Trulex up on the high ground ends up taking out EIQ. You can see being forced to drop down. Huddy picks up Flick. Flick goes down and gets converted. It's all going to be on Swag and Wingo, but with no builds, they're looking to try try and chop the high ground, and it's not yet coming through. There is a decent amount of connection, but not quite enough, as Huddy gets sent all the way down, in the fall damage picks him up, but Pablo Wingo also goes down. It's Refsguard and Trulix with high ground towards the backside, but they don't have mats either. Refsguard desperately trying to just waterfall as far down as he can, but with only 7 builds, he's going to be able to see most of the control. It's a duo up on height. Is there a trio left in the stack? You can see him desperately trying to edit his teammate back up and rain the shots down. Second to last game here in heat number 2. One more trio after this will book the ticket, but the question is, can Falcon, Refsguard, Trulex carry Hen through after he did enough in the mid game?
The cost for height was Hen, and this time Refsguard has to show up. Oh my goodness.
No.
Is it fall damage that knocks him down? I'm not sure, but Trulex goes down at the same time. Unfortunate demise from high to low ground as Halfdom picks up the pieces that were left behind. Now it's up to them to finish the game. 4 teams in total. They've got the cabbages. It's all on the line.
It's on the line, but Moaka's still up in that stack. You have on the low ground, you can see a full trio. Otherwise, it's a 2v2, v1, v3. Swaps is the solo there, trying to find a little bit of room. Zyper is digging back out into the zone to deny anybody the siphon opportunity. Sapiro's up on the high ground with the cabbages, should have the heal off, but he dipped out a little early and hasn't been eating enough cabbages. He needs to be careful about his timing here. Should be able to get him off. There they go. You can see, just tried to eat enough, but the question is, did he go too early? You can see Splash has some as well. The siphon comes through for Suzuko on the low ground. Sapiro's trying to find Splash. Splash, the cabbages have gone through, but Sapiro's goes down. Suzuko goes down and on. Splash takes it away, going to get it. Coralic Splash is also still up. We see now as the low ground has pulled across one of the highest points, and the zone is pulling off and away. But Aqua, CRR, Frustroki, we talked about it, hip to hip, not challenging for height, playing for endgame. Aqua ends up picking up Amplify. They're staying together, trying to about face in the zone, finding 33 Tech, finds the edit, picks up Ristretto. His tournament is over. Obito gets put aside in the side. And one ends up picking up Styler. Victor ends their run as well with one loss and Podesai getting confirmed. Link picks up Archer on the high ground, so you can see Link and Co still holding the high ground, but Aqua, he looks up, he has a launch pad. He says, boys, it's about time.
Drop the ego, keep the trio alive. That's the name of the game for Aqua.
Here they go. Here they go.
They're ready. They're hungry. Fast Roki moves first. Link and Siberia up top, but he takes a big shot all the way through. Link trying to break everything down, but it's not going to be enough. One of his teammates has already been taken out. Aqua is in control. Fast Roki is here to play. No one has gone down yet. Here we go. It's not a finals without the best squad inside EU, and they're all alive here inside the last game. Fury, the last one left down below. There are no more trios left. This is Aqua's game to win. All they have to do is take out every other name. Synek is alive in the low portion of the zone. They have mats. They have the ammunition, they have the power to take over, and that's exactly what they're going to do. High Chris now goes down on the teetering side of a mountain. This team stays high. Gods above the kings down below, and this is what they need to do now. Just take every single person out, drop down, put the pressure, the last moment, and it's a victory. Royale, Aqua.
Could take him down as we keep an eye in the top left corner of the feed. Rezumi's going to get the confirmation over onto his teammate. We're going to hop on board. Watsikoro and Tenza will take a look at the high ground as the challenge comes up. I said the earlier you go, the easier it is to challenge, and Chimki rip it away from Lawson, Zyper, and Suzuo, the team who was in second and just barely got outlasted in the last game, now trying to drop down, and they're playing heal off shadow. Look at Lawson's inventory, my lord.
They just dropped down like 12 splashes as well. It was back and forth and back and forth. And now the whole trio's back to just 200 effective HP almost. They might have lost the first round, but they have a launch pad to go up straight for the second. They're going to help Height actually beam down the second Height team right there. It's going to be Fork looking for it still. He drops down towards Trulex, who's actually on second Height. They're so far split apart on high ground. Any one launch pad towards all the way towards the skies will result in a 3v2. Fork actually ends up going down as he goes towards maybe getting a few more mats or dropping some pressure, leaving these two as just a duo playing up here. And we know that's trouble. This zone is about to clap back as well and move, and that's when the launch pads will come through. We see Deox and Crow still alive down below. Nam is there with Wadzi. I'm looking for any other full trios. We have Flix still alive. Refsguard just has two. Hubak is still there too. A nice wild card. Who's going to challenge Height though? These guys have to get ready.
and Refsguard was able to pick up one of the elims just underneath. Watch for Refsguard and Trulix. They're looking for an opportunity to go up. They saw Chicky and Jimky drop down. They're out of mats. High ground is now completely open for the taking. Our match 5 second place Zizzo is still up on his feet, but Flick, Swag, Pablo Wingo, they're a full trio still together. You have a full trio on the low ground. Otherwise, a bunch of duos just trying to hang out. Bubak trying to get some plays on the backside of the zone. Play a little bit of spoiler, but Refsguard and Trulix working along the backside. They said, Hen, you're the clutch master, but you can leave it to us. Fleck, Wingu, and Refsguard picking up a full trio knock, but then Flick goes down. The Skyzoo able to pick that one up and take it away. Refsguard still has some floppers. He's holding on to 26 builds, but Shy, we're pulling all the way out over the river. This is another max distance pull away from the high ground, away from the mountain. There's a launch pad. 12 players up, 6 trios left, 1 spot in EU. Who takes it away? Swag goes down. Skyzoo saying second place. I feel robbed. I need more. Trying to make the individual effort, but Pablo Wingo shuts down in the challenge for the high ground. Refsguard goes up and he's slapped back down. Deoxy takes him away. Trulex forced to drop down with only wood. 26 builds, a little bit of room. Will the individual be able to take it away? You can see the tension building. Crow Deoxy on the high ground. Numb sees the DJ. And then you have Pablo Wingo and Trulex as solos. Tilted and Xerox. The final match, Shio. It all comes down to this.
Xerox has a good position and Trulex just drops all the way down towards that low. Now he has 5 different people to deal with, not just this duo on height that's dropping down. Pain on the rest of the server. All they have to do is hold on for the last elimination. 3 teams left, almost down to do. Deoxy takes the peek. He's going for a little bit of damage. The last player stuck in the mid ground. Wait a minute, where is he?
Trulex.
They're not sure. Is it a heal game? Does he have height? Where's this last player? He's trying to heal. It's not enough. It's Trulex. He does not have what's needed to win the game. It's Deoxy, Crow, and Jose that come in with a dominant height retake and the victory royale.
I'm in awe, right? A lot of these teams, the elite teams in the region, every single game, I can tell you that for a fact. And of course, we start to see some of our reboot round winners, or our semi-final day 2 winners, I should say. Yeah. Big props to all the teams who were able to make it through. I'll be supporting my British boys, Michael, Astro, and Verox, as always. Come on, lads, we can do it!